Cool. Yeah, it's about time. So, hey guys, this is Steve from Dora Hacks. Very happy to host the fourth Polygon-Grants Hackathon workshop at Dora Hacks live streaming session. Um, Welcome all the audience joining us today from YouTube channel or from Bilibili channel. If you haven't followed us, please do so you won't miss out any cool workshops and project demo sessions we're about to host in the next few months. All amazing Polygon workshops and Polygon project demo sessions. So
Any
yeah,
cool workshops?
yesterday we hosted Austin Griffith, a developer lead at Ethereum Foundation and Ethereum community. Today, we're very happy to host Brian. Brian is the lead developer relations team member at Polygon. He's also playing a huge role in Polygon China ecosystem. And also Brian is a core member of Tsinghua University Blockchain International Student Association. Right now is actually the largest blockchain student association in Tsinghua and also general in the Chinese university space. And he will be introducing building an NFT marketplace on Polygon. So a little bit background about this whole event is that Polygon and Dora Hacks are co-hosting the very first Polygon-centric global developer hackathon. And also we're hosting the very first Polygon quadratic funding grant, where we're using the Matic token as the major voting and donation currency, where each and every one of you can use Matic token to directly support every new project building on Polygon, every new developer there to boost the ecosystem growth of Polygon in general. So yeah, without further ado, I'm very, very happy to host Brian today. And thanks for joining us, Brian. How are you?
Hi, Steve. Yes, I'm doing quite good, actually. I'm very
Awesome.
glad to be here and presenting some of my, experience and some of my, little programming projects to you guys.
Cool. So yeah, without further ado, let's start.
Awesome. All right. So let me do a quick screen sharing. Okay, let me just quit these. All right, so everyone's seeing my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, then I got the mic. I'll get things started then. All right, hello everyone, and thank you, Steve, for that great introduction. As he said, I newly joined Polygon like about 2 months ago. And then ever since I joined here, I've been developing the developer relations in China mainly, and among the universities and the developers communities. And right now, as we have this new Polygon Global Hackathon series launching for everyone, I'm here to introduce, give you guys some examples or some very simple workshops to help you develop and then get some basics of how to develop on Polygon. And maybe you can start, and then maybe you can use our starter kits or some of these tutorials that we open sourced. Like you can develop your own projects based on our tutorials or our starter kits. So I'm here to tell you guys more about, explain what these tutorials are. So here, this is like our tutorial Polygon Academy website. Well, usually this is prettier than this because we supposed to have logos, supposed to have images, but yeah, for some reason, my VPN is not working that well, so maybe the picture won't be shown. But yeah, so this is our main page. And as you can see, we have a couple of tutorials developed for this hackathon. Today, I'm going to be introducing the starter kits and the NFT tutorial, build a NFT marketplace from zero. And in our next Polygon workshop, series. Then we'll be introducing something about the DeFi. We have a DeFi repo developed for this hackathon for help you guys to understand how to develop on Polygon doing DeFi. So that will be quite advanced and quite interesting. So this one, the one that I'm doing right now, is targeted to be more entry level or closer to intermediate level. Yeah. And also here's another link that you should check out is the GitHub link of Polygon Academy. So in here we have the starter kits. We also have the NFT tutorial. DeFi tutorial is still in development. So yeah, maybe you can wait for a bit. And yeah, without further ado, maybe I should go straight and start with the starter kits. So the README here is basically the same content in here in the Polygon tutorial, Polygon Academy home documentation website. So I'll just explain it from here. Yep. So basically, this is a starter kit that we developed for users to just launch their to just like they don't have to configure it about the environment or include all those different packages and then manually install them separately. No, you don't need those. You just need to install this starter kit and then get things and then things will get running. Yeah. So, but there are some things that you do need to do prior. Like most people, if they do blockchain development, if they have experience in blockchain development and on their local devices, then they're likely to have like Ganache and Truffle installed on their websites. Sorry, on their computers. But if you haven't, then you can go check out this link and then download Ganache for your local blockchain sort of like an environment setup, and then install Truffle, which is quite important. Truffle is like used for develop, test, and deploy smart contracts. And if you want to learn more about Truffle, you can check out this website. So these are all friendly tips. Yeah, and then once you have those sort of environment things set up, then you can just install your. Also, you need to have an npm. Yeah, you also need to install your npm, and the npm we recommend do it version 5.2 or above those, above the 5.2 version. Yeah, so once you have all these set up, then you can create the Polygon. You can create your project using our starter kit. So npx create React app, and then your project name. Yeah, just like whatever name that you prefer, and then template, which is the Polygon starter kit. Yeah, and then once the setup is done, then just enter your folder, your project folder, and then do npm run start, and immediately your project, your template project will be running in localhost 3000 port, and then you can check your applications there. Yeah. And just a reminder, like if you want to, once you finish your development, if you want to deploy it in a production setting, then you want to do npm run build so that you can get a compressed bundle, and then you can just deploy your bundle with Docker or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. So these are some of the advantages. Yeah, so regarding of the actual structure of the starter kit, I'll explain it in next section when I'm talking about the NFT tutorial, because our NFT tutorial is actually built on top of this. Okay, so then once you have your starter kit installed, you wanna configure your Truffle environment. So if you see here, you have this truffle config.js in your project folder, and this is the Truffle configuration file. So inside here, it's going to be something like this, where you have process.env, memoic. This is basically so this is basically something about like Node.js. It's like you need to create an .nev file under the root folder, and then inside that root folder you need to include what's your memoic like keywords or actually it could be just your private key as well. Both works. And then you need to include your Polygon RPC, the public ones that is available in, just quickly remind you guys. Okay, Matic, docs, bases, network detail. Okay, so these are some of the public RPCs available, and then you want to include them here. Or if you have your own inferior RPC, then you can also include it here as well. And then this is the Polygon Mumbai RPC. Mumbai is for the testnet. Then it's also here. It's just in different tab. Yes. So yeah, you can find it here. I'll actually share it to our, if in case someone need it. Okay. And then coming back here, once this .mev file is set up, then your Truffle, when your Truffle is doing the configuration, is going to actually access the URL or the private key or the I forgot how to pronounce that, mnemonic, yeah, word, and then it will be included here. Once this is set up, your Truffle setting should work. Okay. And this is the project structure. I guess I can explain it here as well. So basically you have this migration folder, as you can see is here. This migration folder is used to contain JavaScript scripts for smart contract migration and deployment, which I'll show you in a bit. And the source folder, which is this one, is the most important one, where it actually includes most of your client's code. And inside here, you'll have contract folders, where inside this contract folder, you have your smart contract codes. This migration.sol is for migration purpose. You don't have to worry about that part. And this ABIs is basically when after, for your Truffle, there's a compiling option. Once you finish your smart contract development, then you can use your Truffle to compile it. And then once the compiled files will be in this ABI folder. So those files will be the ABIs actually. Yeah. And then hooks is like, it's for provider request hook. To initialize like providers request hook in Web3 React. Yeah. So, okay. But that's pretty much it for our starter kit. Like, in order to understand it better, we need to find a good scenario. So here we'll go to the NFT tutorial. Okay, so before I start diving into the actual details of this NFT tutorial, maybe I can show you guys what this marketplace, how this marketplace looks like. So here's supposed to be a screenshot, but this network is not helping. So it's something like this, where you have a wallet, and then you can disconnect it, and then you can connect to different wallets. This is your connecting status. If you haven't been active for a long time, then it will disconnect. And then here's your address. And then this is the chain ID, which is for me right now, I deployed the smart contract on Mumbai testnet. So the chain ID will be 80,001. Yep. And this place is basically where people list NFTs for sale. And then here is the total. Okay, this internet is taking some time. Yeah. But this is a place where user, the NFTs that user minted, it will be here. And then the NFT assets that user purchased will be in here as well. Okay, so these are the three different tabs. Yeah, I have to apologize again for this internet delay. My VPN isn't working well right now. So, okay, so this is like some of the pictures that I minted before this tutorial, before this workshop. Yeah, so it's listed in here. All right. So how do we achieve this? All right. So then we go here. This is the same thing where you set up your environment and then you have your Ganache workspace, set up Truffle. But I think this is quite important. So just one more time. So here's this very specific steps. Like you actually first, if you're developing on Ganache, for this tutorial, for this demo that I'm showing, I actually deploy my contracts on Mumbai for you guys to access the testnet, the demo website. But for most of the people, they probably prefer to do the testing on their local development, local devices. So in order to do that, you want to set up your Ganache setting clearly. So it will be something like, so this is Ganache, and then I select this workspace. And then once you have, once you created this workspace, you want to configure this a little bit. So first will be, you want to, okay, let me just remove this and add it again. So you want to select your Truffle config.js from here, which for me, I pre-selected before, so it remembers my location. And once you selected it, you want to click open. And that's pretty much it. You have linked your Truffle settings to Ganache. And then in server here, you want to change your port number to 1337. And the network ID could be anything. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. And then just click restart, and then this Ganache should be correct. Okay. And then once this Ganache setting is done, then you can actually, then you want to export your mnemonic or private key from your Ganache accounts, and then put it here. And these are just, you can just copy paste these. And if you also have an inferior ID, you can also use this as well. Okay, so once this env file is set up, then you can actually start coding your projects. So right now we'll go dive into the most important smart contracts of this project. So if you look at our entire project, we have inside source, we have this, and we have this components for front end, and then we have this contracts for our migrations. This one you don't have to worry about, but NFT is for our item itself, and then NFT market is for listing those NFTs, purchasing those NFTs and selling those NFTs. So two different smart contracts for this demo platform. And also, well, the rest is like all template. You don't have to modify a lot. Okay. So we'll first go through the smart contracts here. As you can see, basically for NFT contract is fairly simple. You just have to extend, you just have to inherit the Open Zeppelin contract, the ERC 721 storage contract. And then when for users, when they want to create a new NFT, then what they do is they give in this marketplace contract address as a contract address. So they want to put this here because they need to do this because they need to create this this association between our NFT token and the marketplace. Okay. And then the third, and then the next step is basically calling the internal increment function, generate a new token ID as index ID, because each of our NFT tokens, they have to have their unique ID. So we want to create them for them and then assign it. So in order to control, to make it actually unique, then we use this counter, that a counter sort of like a library. You can think of it as a library from OpenZeppelin. And then we basically, each time when we're creating a new token, we do an increment to this token ID variable, sort of like a counter variable. And then after we added one, then we set the current ID of this variable as the new item ID for this NFT that user is creating. Okay, once this ID thing is cleared up, then we'll be minting the NFT with the token, a current token ID for contract caller, and then set the token URI and make it public. So token URI is passed from the front end, which I'll explain later. So we'll have these informations used for minting, and then set the token URI, and then we also want to approve all the access for this token under this contract address, which is the marketplace address, where marketplace can actually manipulate or kind of just transfer around the NFT token that is listed on the marketplace. And then once all of these are done, then we'll be returning the new token ID, new token item ID. Okay, so that's the NFT part, and this is more like the simple step here. The more difficult ones are here. So in this NFT market, there are several steps. So for users, when they first deploy this contract, they first need to create a contract and then set the contract owner as listing price receiver. What does this mean? So we want to look at somewhere. Okay, I actually forgot where it is. Okay, so basically listing price is something that we require each users to pay when they're listing their NFTs on the marketplace. And this listing price is more like a platform revenue, where it doesn't go to anybody but this NFT market deployer. So this listing price for this simple demo, we made it fixed 0.025 Ether for each and every user who is minting their NFT tokens and then listing it. And once they sell the NFT on our platform, then this listing price will go to this owner's contract. This owner's address. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go through them one by one. So we'll first go through the listing contract. So basically, okay, create market item. So in here, what we do first is when user is calling this function, calling the smart contract function, we'll first check if listing price is provided. So and then revenue will and then of course this listing price revenue will go to the marketplace owner once they sold them, but they first need to check if it is provided. And also they also check for like if the price of the NFT itself, like the price the user set for the NFT is greater than 0. If not, then we will tell the price must be at least one way. So please adjust your price, right? Okay. And then coming down here, after this checking is done, you want to create your new item ID and then also the token ID. So item ID is a little bit different from that token ID, although it's using the same thing as the counters. But this item ID is on the marketplace only. And that token ID is more universal. It's just wherever that token goes, that token ID will be stick with it, will stick with that NFT. But this item IDs are, it's just relevant to this marketplace. Okay, so it's the same process. You first, whenever there's a new item listing on the NFT marketplace, then you first want to assign it a new item ID, right? So in order to do that, you first want to increment your item IDs variable, and then this current one will be the latest one, and then this latest one will be assigned for the item to the item ID, and then once this is done, then we'll start making the item itself. So we'll be filling in the market items information and set the NFT URL, URI, and seller's address and price, etc. So this is a mapper where whenever we inside this mapper, we're associating the key will be the item ID, and the value that we're getting will be the market item. And inside this market item, we'll have market item ID, and then the NFT token contract itself, and also the token ID, and also this will be the seller. And then this is just the zero address, and then the price of that NFT, and also this false. Okay, so once this item information is added to this map, then we'll be changing the NFT ownership from the actual owner to marketplace address. So it's very simple. You just do a transfer from, which is the message sender, to this address, and then using this, and then assigning this token ID. Yeah. Once all these are done, then we want to tell the front end, okay, this process is done. Then what we do is emitting, the market item created, and then some of these information, so that the front end will be able to fetch it from the events that is printed in blockchains. Okay, so that was the creating process, and now we're coming down to selling process. So inside the selling process, we have, so we first want to check if buyer has provided or paid in like enough balance. So basically we first want to get like the actual price of this listed token, listed NFT. So yeah, a user want to buy this item, then we first want to get the price of this item, and we also want to get the token ID of this item. And then once we get them, we'll be checking, okay, now this buyer has provided this amount of money to actually buy this NFT. Then we want to check, okay, did the money that provided by the buyer matches the price that seller has set? Okay, if not, then we'll refuse it. But if it worked out, then we'll go to the next step, which is transferring sold value to sellers. So we'll be doing, so this value, this message value, which is the buyer's money, the money that they pay for this NFT, will transfer to seller. Okay, and then once that value is sold, then the token's ownership will be transferred as well. So which is so before we mentioned about like this token's ownership was transferred from seller to the marketplace address. And then when users are, when some other users are buying this token, it will be the process will be the marketplace smart contract will be transferring the token itself from their address, the marketplace address, to buyer's address. Okay, and then we also want to update the owner, and we also want to say, okay, this item is sold. True. Like this is not necessary for other projects. We just made it so because we don't allow second purchase on our demo platform. So we just want to clarify it in this way. Okay, so once item is sold, we want to update this item sold countings. The reason for that we'll be explaining later. Okay, and then once that is done, we also have one more step to do, which is transferring the listing fee to marketplace owner. This is very, very important because otherwise your platform have no revenue. There's really no point of doing it. Okay, so that was the smart contract part. Once your smart contract is complete, then you want to deploy it and then upload it, deploy it to your test nets or your local development, right? So what you do, so this example here is showing you how to compile your smart contract using Truffle. So it will be, actually, this is quite detailed. Okay, so first step will be deploying the NFT market contract. The reason why we first want to deploy this NFT market contract is because if you remember here, so in here, when we're deploying this NFT contract, we need the marketplace address. So we first need to deploy the marketplace contract and then deploy the NFT contract with this variable included, with this variable included, so that this NFT contract is, can be deployed. So yeah, so once we deploy the NFT market contract, and then we'll get this result, and then the next step will be deploying the NFT smart contract with the address as the parameter. And once that's done, okay, then we'll just export this in this config file for. This is just some programming habits. So as you can see, this is easier for accessing if you do so. So config dot. Okay, I don't think I have it here because I deployed on the testnet. But yeah, once you deployed it, your NFT marketplace address and the NFT address will actually be available in this root folder with the config.json. Oh, it's actually here. Okay. Yeah, so it will be here. So then you can check out your addresses here. Yeah. And then once that's done, you can also check out how to do it on using Truffle. So here, if you're doing it on your local development, then you do Truffle migrate -- network development. Reset is just for, just in case that there's buffer or there's something left from previous some caches that you want to get rid of, then you want to include this reset tag. But yeah, but if you're deploying it on let's say, so if you're deploying on Mumbai, then instead of development, you want to write Mumbai here. And if you want to deploy on the Polygon mainnet, then you want to write Polygon here, so that just wherever your smart contract you want to deploy to, then you want to change that keyword. And once that's done, this will be the printing in the terminal. And I would actually like to show you guys, but because of the VPN issue, it wasn't working for me. So okay. So that's pretty much it for the smart contract side. So once you have your you coded your smart contracts, and then you have deployed your smart contracts on the testnet or your local development places, then now you want to access your smart contracts and then actually create a front end for it. So here I'll go through the most major parts of the front ends because the contents is actually a lot. So here so these are like the three major components. This is like so this front end thing, I can kind of divide it into like a non-smart contract interaction portion, and also this part that I'm showing you guys is the part where front end will need to interact with the smart contracts. And basically there's three major functions in our demo. One is uploading image to IPFS. And in order to do that, you first need to have this IPFS HTTP client installed, which you can do it here. Okay. And then you want to connect it to your Infera IPFS link, and then you have your client. Okay, once this client is connected and set up, okay, then you're good to go. You can add your images to IPFS, and then, so how do you do that? So first, you want to get your file. So when user uploaded the file, then it will trigger this function, this on-chain function. This E will include this file of the files that user uploaded, and then this file will be added to IPFS. So how do you do that? It's basically like client.add, and then you include your file, and then you have your some handler for like updating the progress of what is going. Once it's done, what we did is we console log the actual size of that file. Yeah. Okay, so once this is done, once this await is done, inside this added, we'll have your IPFS link, your like a path link. It's a sublink, so you definitely want to include this previous part here, and then make it a full link. And this will be the actual image link of your picture that you uploaded on IPFS. So we set that as we want to give this value to URL, and then set the file URL as this URL. Now this set file URL, if you don't know React, then you might get confused, but it's basically sort of like a sort of like a variables 状态, condition management. Yeah, I think I'll put it this way, but basically once you set the file URL, this file URL variable will update its value into URL. That's basically it. Okay, and then once that was one of them, and then the second part of the smart contract interactions from front end is the listing NFT, which is quite important as well. So in here, the first step is to create your cell, right? So in order to do that, you first want to get your signer. This is for Web3 wallet interaction, like your MetaMask, like stuff. They need the signer, and then you want to get your contract with that signer. So how do you do that? Is using this Ethers library. You want to do .contract, and then include this NFT address, NFT token address, and then also your NFT ABIs that you compile when you're doing your Truffle deployment. And then you have your signer, then you will get your contract. And then inside this contract, you will call this create token function of this contract, which is here. This is the create token create token function. And as you can see, it's actually asking for token URI parameter. So that's what is going. That token URI is actually this URL from this IPFS URL, that the image that you uploaded. Okay, and then this will create this transaction, and we'll initiate the transaction, waiting for its transaction hash, and then waiting for this transactions to conclude. And once it's done, we'll collect the very first event, and getting the value of it, and then convert it to a number, which is actually the token ID of this token. So if you look at the smart contract again, yeah, once this is done, there's actually gonna be once this is done, there's actually gonna be an event happening in the blockchain, and then you can actually find it, because there's no way for the smart contract to tell front end what happened in the smart contract by itself. So for front end, what they can do is just they have to constantly they have to fetch the values from those events printings. Okay, and then once you get the token ID, then you want to list your item for sale on the marketplace. how you do that is basically now you want to create this instance of NFT Marketplace address with the NFT Marketplace address and the NFT Marketplace ABI, which is also compiled from your Truffle uploading, Truffle deployment with your signer. Then you will get your NFT Marketplace contract instance. And then with this instance, you can, there's this get listing price function, but it's basically returning that the value that we preset it before, which is the 0.025 Ether. Once we get the listing price, we'll convert it to string. And then now with all the parameters prepared, okay, now we'll finally create this market item with all these variables like NFT address, token ID, price, and also the listing price, and then just execute this transaction. So that's the process of listing the NFT, okay? And then now the last but not least is the purchasing NFT process. So for front end, it's also the same logic. You need to have this contract instance, which is the NFT Marketplace contract instance. Okay, once you have this instance, okay, you wanna call the transaction. So the transaction, you wanna call the function. This function is actually the create market sell function, which you can find in here. Yeah. So this create market sell. So what it does is basically you're getting, yeah. This is the pretty much the part that I went through before in this session. Which. Yeah, so you have all these comments here to check out. Yeah, if you forgot. Okay. Yeah, once those are done, you just create this market sell, and then this will be the transaction, and then now you're executing that transaction. Once that's done, okay, you want to upload, you want to update your NFT. This load NFTs function is actually in the front end. It's kind of refreshing the front end page. That's what it does. Okay. So these has been some of the most important parts of this demo, and I've been trying my best to explaining this. Yeah, but yeah, the other parts will be some of the detail parts of like the front end displaying of the NFTs. Because in this marketplace smart contract, there are other functions too. Like there are some other view functions too, like get listing price, and also like fetch my NFTs. It's basically like, because in this NFT Marketplace smart contract, you're storing your NFTs, right? Your NFTs information in here. So you want to get those. You want to get those from front end. So this will be like a get functions from a server side sort of logic. Yeah, and also you have this fetch items created, these other functions. Well, these are not so difficult. You just have to write it out, but these are out there as well for front end. And also for front end, there's this, there are also other functions for some information updating, like load NFT was the function that I was explaining here. Basically, after the transaction, you want to refresh whatever is showing in this website. So you want to call this load NFT. So, okay, right now I'm actually going to go through a demo. So I'm at home right now where all of these are just listed for sale. So let's hope this internet will go well. Okay, so let me try to purchase Nyan Cat. Okay, not working. Okay, this one's working. All right, so after you click the buy, there's gonna be the first transaction, first contract interaction thing showed up, and then and then you just wanted to confirm. This is the buying process. This will take some time. Okay. And then once you purchase, then it should be showing in this page. And also, if you want to sell a new item, then what you do is you want to include an image. Let's say, this CryptoPunk here. And then I just say punk. And then some description, a purple punk. Why not? And then the value, I say, well, CryptoPunks are usually expensive, so 10 Ethereum. And then I'll just click OK. Once I click on OK, it's supposed to pop out something. Okay, yeah, sorry guys, my internet isn't working that well. So usually it should pop out like an approval transaction, and then I'll click approve, so that this token will be can be manipulated by the marketplace contract. And then once that's done, there will be this contract interaction transaction asking, okay, to transfer the ownership from me to the marketplace, all those things. And then once that's done, it will be listing in this homepage. But apparently this network isn't working, but I'm sure if you're not in China, or maybe not, just not somewhere around me. Okay, it's working now. So we first want to create this NFT tokens. Yada, yada, taking some time. Yeah, maybe I should check out some of the comments, or if I'm saying anything wrong. Okay. Can you post tutorial links here in the description? Yes, definitely. All right, let me find the links. Okay, here you go. Okay, finally popped out. This is the second part of the interaction, where you need to actually, okay, saying I'm okay, you created your token and right now you're transferring your ownership to the marketplace. So this will be click confirm. And once that's done, your token should be listing here. Okay, that was fairly quick. Let me just quickly refresh it. Yeah, okay, it's here. So that's how you do your minting process. And then, yeah, once you mint it, you can, this creator dashboard, you will have the tokens that you actually, the NFTs that you minted. So these two are previous two, the Nyan Cat and logo. These two files are actually, I created them before the tutorial. And then I show you the buying process as well. So I think that's pretty much it for today's workshop.
Got it. So yeah, awesome, Brian. So you mentioned that this is actually a very interesting workshop where we introduced the major, I think the body part of building an NFT marketplace. Pretty much I can see like a simple framework, like an OpenSea, like NFT marketplace. So you mentioned that there are several other details, like for the front end and for other functionalities for this NFT marketplace. What are some of the other interesting like extensions for developers to like if they want to differentiate from other marketplaces from your standpoint that they could work on?
You mean on our demo project?
Yeah, what are some of the extension functionalities for them to
Yeah, that's a pretty good. That's actually a very good question. So as you guys all know, this is like more like a starter kit level or like a fundamental level of the
yes.
NFT tutorial, where we haven't include a lot of functions like. Well, if we comes to detail, it will be like, for front end, we didn't check about the, users like wallet connecting status. Like once disconnected, there's no reminding or whatever. These are the details. But if we go to more like an abstract level, it will be like, there's also different parts of NFT market, different kinds of NFT marketplace out there. Like you can, there's also like a shardable NFTs. There's also like there's also collections. There's also like also you can bidding on prices. Those are some of the things that we didn't implement on it, and then I think it will be really fun to actually try to get your hands on those. And there's also I one of the other day, like I saw someone was posting something about, oh, why isn't there like a Uniswap for ERC 1155? So potentially, you can build something like a NFT swappable or ERC 1155 tokens swappable supports, because right now all these NFTs that we implemented is ERC 721. Yeah, so those are a lot of the things that you can do on our platform. And also the UI is very basic. Yeah, so you can actually get better, just kind of transform it, do some surgery on it. Yeah.
Got it. Cool. So another question that I really want to have is that is there any interesting NFT related projects on Polygon right now that you know of? Some of the interesting ones you want to introduce to
Okay.
the community. Yeah.
Okay. For me, I don't know that much about this ecosystem thing yet. But I'll definitely, if I were to recommend, I can recommend something like, here's one thing. So this is Polygon native. It's like you can mint an NFT on Polygon free. And I think in our previous tutorial, we actually mentioned about this as well, which I think is mint NFT today. Yep. So in here, it's like you can actually create like an NFT, free NFT, like you don't have to pay anything. And then on Polygon, which is pretty cool, because when we think about minting an NFT and then doing trading on NFT, especially on OpenSea platforms like OpenSea, people would think, oh, there's a lot of cost for minting an NFT and even trading it and bidding it. But yeah, on platform like these, you don't even need to pay those. You can just mint your NFT, and then this NFT will be tradable and then accessible. You just have to import it to whatever platforms that you want to trade on, and then it's good. Yeah, so this will be pretty cool. But other than this, if I'm talk about the ecosystem part, maybe in the next tutorial ish. Yeah.
I got it. This one is super cool. Like is it basically you can mint an NFT for free, right? Basically anyone can mint here.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to connect your wallet and then have your file, title, description, and whatever standard you want it to. And of course, you also want to include a social media URL if you want to. And then you just mint NFT. That's it.
Got it. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, I think definitely Polygon has their own very unique advantages when it comes to NFT trading and NFT marketplace, as in the transaction fee is really low, which is a super good bonus compared with really popular other L1s right now. And also we can expect some really unique projects and really unique IPs to be migrated or natively grow in the Polygon ecosystem, which I think will be great. So yeah, today basically Brian introduced the core body of how to develop an NFT marketplace to us on Polygon. And guys, if you have any question with today's workshop, feel free to reach out to us in the developer Discord channel or the other ones. Like if you're Chinese, feel free to join our WeChat group or Telegram group if you're an international developer. And Brian will be there to answer most of your questions. Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Brian, for joining us today and share with us how to be an NFT marketplace. And we'll be hosting more workshops next week from Polygon-Grants hackathons partners like Chainlink and Furu Combo and a few others. They will be hosting a DeFi panel next week for the Polygon-Grants hackathon, and also there will be unraveling some of the bounties they are posting in this hackathon that you guys can probably tackle in the next few weeks. So yeah, without further ado, I think I want to thank Brian for joining us. And if you have any questions, just reach out to us. I hope you guys have a great journey building a really cool dApp. Essentially after today, maybe you can build a unique NFT marketplace for yourself. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Oh, just a quick reminder. We also, this is more like a fundamental level of a demo, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of really experienced developers out there, and we'll also be having a DeFi tutorial in our next upcoming workshops. It's not like tomorrow, but pretty soon. So definitely stay tuned to that. It will be about DeFi lending protocol. So stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Follow Polygon's Twitter for the most recent updates. Also follow DoraHack's Twitter, YouTube channel, and Bilibili channel. Stay tuned for all the amazing workshops that are about to co-host with Polygon. So yeah, hope you guys can learn a lot and join the Polygon ecosystem. Yeah. Cool, guys. Thank you, Brian, for joining us. Guys, have a great one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. Bye.
Mm, 那我退出就行了。OK。And the screen.